let's do a little Super Bowl pick'em here, shall we? Who will have a better game Sunday and why? And Brad, let's start with the backup running backs. Let's go TreVeyon Henderson, who, by the way, only got 4 touches last week in the AFC title game. Kind of gotten completely phased out of the Patriots running back room, but maybe 2 weeks to prepare. Maybe things change. TreVeyon Henderson or George Holani, who stepped in for Zach Charbonnet in the NFC title game after he tore his ACL. And George Holani had 6 touches, 3 carries for 4 yards, and 3 catches for 27 yards. I should amend, TreVeyon Henderson, not 4 touches, played 4 snaps. Did not have.
Yeah.
Yeah, did not have. He had 3 carries for 5 yards. So they basically mirrored each other's run production, but Holani had those 3 catches for 27 yards. Who has the bigger game between those 2 backup running backs?
Yeah, I'm probably going to go with George Holani, to be honest with you. TreVeyon Henderson has got bottle rockets strapped to the cleats. He's got elite speed. We saw that breakaway capability midseason, and, for a minute there, the fantasy community was waiting on pins and needles. They spent high draft capital to acquire his services, a guy that right before the season began was going like around as high as around 4 in 12-team fantasy drafts, because remember, he had a breakout a couple of games in the NFL preseason, and that drew everybody's attention. They thought he was going to be the bee's knees. The guy was going to get a minimum of 13 to 15 touches per game, though it was going to be locked in a loose RBBC with Ramondre Stevenson. It took a while for him to, really live up to the hype. He delivered there for about a 4 or 5 week period, and then all of a sudden, poof, disappeared. I think Alani's going to get more carries. I think he's going to get more catches. TreVeyon may have similar carries, may be more effective on the ground, but I think in total yardage, Holani's going to best him. So give me George Holani, though the matchup, I think, favors Henderson a little bit more, knowing the short field issues that the Seahawks have had in covering pass-catching running backs. So all that work may go to Stevenson.
Yeah. Look, Ramondre has really proven that he should get the majority of the lion's share, the 80 to 90% of the touches here. But I can't ignore what TreVeyon Henderson did in the middle of the season. And I think his ceiling is still really high. I think they've been taking these 2 weeks to really just find out the best plays and spots for him. And they're going to try to give him a chance to excel. So I still think TreVeyon Henderson, way better of a running back than George Holani. No offense to George Holani. Who knows what he could have been if he also missed most of the season with an injury. But look, TreVeyon Henderson, from week 8 to week 15, here was his scrimmage yards: 75, 87, 150 and 2 touchdowns, 93 and 3 touchdowns, 81, 86, 161 and 2 touchdowns. Like, that just disappeared. That's there, man, and you know it, and I know it. That's there. So I'm going to lean on the guy that has the bigger ceiling, and I'll go TreVeyon Henderson here. All right, let's move to a couple of wide receiver 2s. Who has the bigger game on Sunday and why? Kayshon Boutte for New England or Cooper Kupp for Seattle? Brad, who do you think?
Oh, yeah, former Super Bowl MVP and Cooper Kupp, but I am not going to fill up the cup. I'm going to smack that booty, my man. Get some grips on that derriere. Give me Kayshon, man. Look, he's they had over 60 yards receiving in back-to-back games. He's got that big play explosivity compared to Cooper Kupp at this juncture in his career. Cooper Kupp may best him in total catches. I think Kupp's going to get maybe 4 grabs in this game, but a lot of nickel and dimer action. You got that big playability at Boutte. Smack that booty, baby. Give me Kayshon, slight edge. Again, the former Super Bowl MVP.
You're getting real kinky with the wordage there. Grab both hips on that derriere. My goodness, this is a family show here, Brad.
I like it kinky. Yeah. Let your mind wander.
Look, I think Kayshon Boutte. Kayshon Boutte has kind of become all or nothing, and we saw that last week in Denver. 1 catch, 6 yards. Then again, the elements, the wind and the snow, surely played a factor into that. He had the big touchdown grab, the unbelievable touchdown grab against Houston. Had 4 catches for 66 against the Chargers. But week 15 to 18, he only had 4 combined catches. You look at Cooper Kupp, and it's kind of been steady production, right? It's not a lot. It's not what he used to do with the Rams. It's not going to blow you away. He did have a touchdown catch against the Rams, though, last game, had 60 yards against the Niners. And this is a guy that knows what the Super Bowl is like. This is a former Super Bowl MVP. Sure, he's not the same receiver as he used to be. But man, if there's somebody that's capable of producing that shred of greatness, like he's got it in him. We kind of said it about Travis Kelce the last 2 years. What does he look like? Last year, he put together one of the worst Super Bowls I've ever seen. 2 years ago, he was amazing. So I think Cooper Kupp has the potential to have a big game, 80 yards and a touchdown. I know our guy Brandon Combs has a 100-1 ticket on him to win Super Bowl MVP. So that would be pretty freaking special if that comes home for our guy Combs. All right, let's look at the tight ends here. Who has a bigger game on Sunday and why? Hunter Henry for New England or A.J. Barner for Seattle? Brad, who do you think?
Man, it's really close with this one. I think both these guys going to have similar numbers when it's all said and done. I think the X factor is, will A.J. Barner get a tush push? And that is a distinct possibility. Maybe it's like fourth and, a half a yard at the goal line. He comes in and barrels his way and falls forward across the chalk and scores 6. So knowing that is possibly on the table with the Seattle Seahawks, those similar matchups really for both these guys defensively, and Hunter Henry may be the more talented pass catcher. I give the advantage to A.J. Barner.
3 for 3 and disagreeing with one another. I like it. Yesterday we agreed basically on everything when we did the tail of the tape. Look, A.J. Barner hasn't gotten a red zone target in the last 3 games. That's what worries me about him. They really love how great of a run blocker he has turned into, to the point where he's on the field for like 50, 60 snaps of the offense. Basically, almost every single snap, he's out on the field. And yet, here are the number of routes he's run in the last 2 games. He ran 7 in the conference championship. He ran 2 in the divisional round against the Niners. I mean, this is a guy that was running, on average, 20 to 25 routes per game for the last several weeks of the regular season. They've really utilized him as just a run-blocking tight end the last couple of weeks here. And meanwhile, we know Hunter Henry, there is the tush-push capability, of course. But Hunter Henry is a guy that, is a red zone threat every single Sunday. And is a guy that's got 3 touchdowns in the last 6 games for New England. Hasn't done much so far this postseason, but I think he can absolutely, be a big favorite of Drake Maye. We've seen that in several games this season. So I'll lean with Hunter Henry, although I agree with you. I don't know if we can expect either guy to do a whole lot in this game. Let's get to the quarterbacks. Drake Maye, Sam Darnold. Who has the better game Sunday and why?
I got to go with Drake Maye. I think I said this either yesterday's show or the day before. Again, the duality is a big difference here. I think Sam Darnold has got an opportunity here to ball out, to certainly maybe throw for 260, 270 yards, a couple of touchdowns. Hopefully he's going to avoid some of the turnovers for the sake of my wallet. But how many times are we going to run and run effectively? I did bet the over on 2.5 rush attempts at plus 110. So, yeah, kneel downs count. I hope he does call his own number at least a trio of times. But Drake Maye is probably going to run the ball at least 6-7 times. He's gone over 60 times, not once but twice already this postseason. He's one of the most accurate quarterbacks on the entire season. Number 7 in adjusted completion percentage. I don't think it's particularly close because of that duality. It's got to be love the Drake, hate the Drake. Love the Drake, hate the Drake. Oh, we love the Drake for you Seinfeld fans that are out there.
Yeah, I like the New England Patriots in this game because I think Drake Maye is going to put the haters to rest that have questioned how easy of a run New England's have and how he's basically taken a back seat and their defense has done all the work. I think Drake Maye turns in a hell of a performance on Sunday. I think he has the better game than Sam Darnold.